Welcome back to Tom's Garage again. Good morning, everybody. Whew, another day. Today. Look at what we have here, boys and girls. It's a HRR216. And I would say he got his money's worth out of these back wheels. Goodness gracious. Woo! Woo! Today we are going to replace the back wheels, the drive belt, give it an oil change and a service, sharpen the blades. This one has got that, this one's got the blade clutch. You have to manually engage the blade, roto stop. Roto stop! I'll show you how to take that clutch off. Got to get that off to get the belt off. You do. Well, let's get busy. Let's get busy. Little baby. Hi-ya. Well, somebody's been bush hogging with it. That ain't good. Looks like crepe myrtles or something. Crepe myrtle vines. All right. Hang on with that. That's pretty dull there, boy. Googly moogly. Let's see, we're gonna have to take this bodywork off right here. Get the transmission to flip around for us. Let me go over here. Let's go around this way. I don't want to jump over the air hose. I won't make it. Put it on bag. Flip out over the bag. I want that little door open. Well, back this way. No, I'm not working on that tour hook. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Let me lower the camera down a little bit. Get you a better view. All right, let's get the blade clutch off of there. Here's your friction material. Friction disc. One way to test this, go up there and engage the blades and just kind of feel of it. If they spin, this clutch is wore out. I should have done that first. Hiya! Take that spring loose, spin it around, and disengage the old engagement cable. This will slide off for you. Now we can get to this belt. Right there, boy, it's got a lot of crud in there. A lot of crud in yonder. Here we go. Well, here we go. Let me grab, I see this bolt here is missing. We're going to have to come up with something. I'm not going to leave that flappy. Can't have it flappy. All right, let me grab my little end part. The little 10 millimeter over there. I say, let me grab my 10 millimeter end wrench. Well, I'm gonna sneak down in here and get this little bolt here off. Yeah, last thing we'll do is replace them back wheels. There's that. Grab me a little screwdriver. Pop this little nutsert out of there, because we're going to lose it anyway if we don't get that out of the way. All right, we don't have to take that one off. That was missing. Got that one off. Got one here. Another bolt. That's a shoulder bolt right there, by the way. Shouldery bolt. It's a shoulderized bolt. Let's see, there should be one. Well, that was missing too. Hey, there's one there. Let's get that one. Oh, this thing's got more missing nuts than up here. We'll have to come up with a way to, because you know that little nutsert's going to be missing up here. It is. Well, we'll just get this one off. And there goes the nutsert for that. We'll have to come up with something to replace that, the two missing bolts. Let's see, where else do we might have a screw hiding from us? Grab my little pry bar. Grab my little pry bar. Oh, we got one more, but forgot one. But forgot one, right there. Another shoulder bolt, just like that one. Slow down, boy. Ain't nobody gonna take it away from you. Now this little door right here is gonna fall off. I usually take that thing off from the top. There we go. There we go. See how this was missing from way up yonder? We're gonna have to figure something out with that. I may take my real long needle nose and just hold a nut and just see if we can get another screw, just like we're gonna do here. That's got to be secured. Let me set this over there. All right, disconnect the transmission lever thingamajiggy. Spin out all the way around like that. And see your spring just come off? It's gonna hook right yonder. The little spring. It's gonna hook right there. Let me get some light. That's what we need, some light. Turn on some light. All right. Let's see, let me grab a 9/16 or a 14 millimeters, actually what it is, but it'll be all the same. All right, what I like to do, yeah, this belt is chewed. Ew. It's already come out of there. Put it back in there so we can hold it. Get back in there, boy. What I do is I'll just take the belt and kind of hold this pulley by the belt. And don't smash your finger. Let me get a deep well socket. Oh God, let's see. Deep well. That's a whole lot much more gooder. Well, you can tell I've been using that as a punch. Well, the whole thing's going to try to turn. There. The whole thing's going to try to turn. We need to put some strike hold on that. That thing is rusty. pal, STRIKEHOLD. Get you some. STRIKEHOLD.com/Tom W. Oh, lordy, lordy, this thing is spinning on the pulley. That's going to be a pickle. We're in kind of a pickle because it's rusty. Hold that like that. Usually I get lucky and just break it with impact. Just take your time, have patience, and just work it. Work it. Alrighty, got the nut off. You can take this top one off, get your belt off. When you put this back together, you got 3 holes in a dimple, 3 holes in a dimple. And the dimple goes there. They just go across from each other. Just like yonder. You can do it like that. Always put it across from each other. Just like that when you put it back together. Put it back together. All right, let's find the new belt. The customer supplied me with all these parts. Let me see if I can let me see if I can find the part numbers for this stuff. I know these wheels, these back wheels for this HRR216 is a 42710. V as in Valentine, A2, M02ZE. M02ZE. Wow. Let me find out the part number for that belt. Let me dig around here a little bit. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that. I don't know what the part number was. I'll look it up for you by the end of the video, if it really matters that much to you. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll show you my little trick here. You go to Honda. Go to Honda. Honda Power Sports Parts.com. Honda Power Sports Parts.com. Click on Power Equipment, OEM Parts, Honda Power Equipment, and then click on Lawnmower, and it'll come up with this. Just scroll down here. Just scroll till you find your model number. This one's a HRR216. Oh, what is this? K something or other. Let me go around here and look and see what that. HRR216 K11VYAA. Okay. So we'll scroll all the way down here. HRR216. Okay, there it is. K11VYAA. Click on that. HRR216 K11VYAA. And it only gives you one, so you know the serial number is between 166 and 176. Let's make double sure. Yep, 169. So this is the right one. We'll give that one a little click. Scroll right here to carburetor camshaft. Where is is the transmission, handlebars, muffler, pistons, rotary blade. Oh, there it is, rotary blade. Pow. Poop pow. And that part number is 22431. V as in Valentine, L as in Larry, 0. P as in Paul, 01 is the part number for that belt. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I know people get upset with me when I don't tell them part numbers. You got to comply, otherwise you won't have a YouTube channel. You got to give folks what they want. Make sure you get it on there just right. Okay. Get the dimples lined up. Make sure this is in there like it should. Put your little nut back on. We ought to be able to do this with the impact instead of having to. No, we ain't gonna be able to do it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. It ain't gonna let us. I don't believe. Nope. Too much rust on that little shaft. We're gonna have to get it past that little rusty spot. It's all right. Get it past that little rusty spot. I should have put some more STRIKEHOLD on it. STRIKEHOLD.com/Tom Doty for a discount. Ought to be able to be past that rusty spot by now. Okay. Belts on there. Pulleys are in there like they should be. Alrighty, she's down. Just take the belt and hold it with the belt and give it a good one. Good enough. Gooder than enough. Spin it back around, hook the spring back in yonder. Usually this little thing the spring hooks to falls out, but this one's bolted in. And we'll force it up here, get the engagement cable back on, like yonder. There we go. Here we go. And then we'll bring it through here like yonder. Get back on this pulley. That's awful tight for a new belt. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right here. We're going to give this thing a whole bunch of slack. And all you do is take this set nut and back it way back. Turn this to make it shorter. We'll give it about 15, 20 good turns. Make that nut way back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we'll adjust that back when we go to, after we put it back together. Yep, there we go. We got us some slack now. Make sure it goes inside these two little belt keepers. Blow the dust off. All right, what I'm going to do now is put some tension back on it. I don't want that belt laying there with all that slack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can see where it was. All right, that gives us enough tension there to kind of hold it in place. Hold her in place. Hold it in place. And we'll stick this back on there. Here's your keeper right here for this. This is what holds this from spinning. You got a bearing in here. Give that kind of a spin to fill the bearing. It feels pretty good. Work that back on there. I just lost my spring. That fell off. sure the belt goes inside, this goes like that. Put this, the blade engagement cable, make sure that goes back inside that hole right there, just like that. See it? Goes there like that. Look at it. And then we'll spin this back around and give it a little heave ho. There we go. Now that's tight. That's tight. Everything's tight. And everything's down all the way. Stick your fingers in there and feel around. Make sure everything's where it should be. It is. Make sure it's all the way down. Make sure that little key right there don't fall out. Little keyway. See that little keyway? What I like to do is kind of spin the engine where it's up. That way the key lays down in there. If you had it down here, it'll be falling out. You wouldn't get this back on. You wouldn't. All right, friction material. That acts kind of like a pressure plate. Friction disc, I mean, you can smell this thing, man. It smells like a burnt clutch. Just got that burnt brake smell to it. And then we'll put the bolt back in. All right. All right. Well, there's that. Now we'll put this cover back on there. Put the cover back on there. This is always the fun part. What did I do with it? Stashed it over here. This is where it always confuses me, trying to get this thing back on how it should be. Let's see, that goes there like that. Just got to go over that axle. Make sure you get it back in there perfectly right. Don't forget this little door right here. This mulch and bag door. There's a little hole that's got to go in right there. Make sure that goes in. And you just work it back in. Make sure it's snapped in all the way. I can tell that's lined up. This one's lined up. Everything's lined up. Okay, the spring's on there. The engagement cable for the transmission's on there. The engagement cable for the blades is on there. Springs are good. Bushings are wore out. All right, let's get the screws back in it. I got to come up with a way to get a nut way up there. Golly, you can't really even see it. Where is it at? See if I can get my hand up in there and find that hole. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. So you can't get in there because it's hidden. Way up there. But I got a trick we're gonna play. I've had to do that before. We have. Tell you what, I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna put a nylock nut. Well, no, I'm not gonna put a lock nut on there because you won't be able to get up in there and hold it. The next person needs to take this thing apart. What we'll do is just take a 1/4 20 by 1/2 inch nut and bolt. fish this through there, and I'm going to hold this nut way up in there and just kind of get it started. And that's really all we got to do. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. But to do that, well, that's got to be the strongest magnet. Anyway. Get the flashlight just right so I can see it. There it is. There goes the mailman. I'm going to take my good long magnet. Pow. Go ahead and stick this bolt through there. Well, I'm going to have to get a... Does that bolt stick through far enough? It really don't. I'm going to get a little bit longer bolt. Because this is barely sticking through there enough to catch that nut, and I want a little bit extra. Get a little bit longer bolt. Let's say instead of a 1/2 inch, I'll use a 3/4. Everybody can use an extra 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to put a washer on it too, and I'll show you why. I'm going to have to put this washer on there because if I don't put this washer on there, the bolt head will just fall right inside that plastic. And I want to be able to hold this plastic and the plastic on the inside together. Oh. There, that's pretty good. Otherwise, I won't be able to get a socket on that head of that bolt. I just tripped over that thing. Let's see how lucky we are. Because it's at an angle. Ha! It'll sink down into that plastic and kind of hold itself. I ain't gonna tighten it just yet though. Let's see, let me get another one. I'm gonna put it right there. You gotta remember though, these blades, man, they come so close to this. And this is right in line with those blades. So I'm gonna put a bolt through that direction, just the head sticking out. It's gonna be a very short nut and bolt. So I'll use this 1/2 inch bolt I was gonna use the first time. And this time I'll use a lock nut. Nylock. We'll stick it right through there. I can find the hole. Yeah, there we go. Well, this bolt here really ain't long enough because it needs to screw down far enough to activate that nylon. So let me get a little bit longer bolt. So I'll use another 3/4. I'm not going to put a washer on it. Well, I am. I'm going to put a washer on the outside because that hole is elongated. I'm getting to use all kind of fancy words this morning. The word of the day is elongated. Just like that. Well, pow. Okay, now we'll put these two back on, and then them two back on. Huh. Let's see, this shoulder bolt goes here. Get it started by finger. Get it started with your finger. Looks like something's in the way of that hole. It is a little piece of plastic or something. Let me grab a pair of needly nose. See what that is blocking that hole right there. A little piece of plastic. All right. Put this little nut cert back in there. get it started under here if I can get my big old fat fingers in there. I should have waited till I got these wheels off to try to do this. But I don't know. I've got all day. I'll work for myself. All right. This one goes right there. And then that one goes right there. This one doesn't seem to be wanting to line up. Let me look. I'm gonna put my eyeball on it. Let me pull that down just a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to have to try to force this thing down a little bit. The bolt hole ain't lining up just perfect. It's covered about half of it, so this plastic, of course, gets worked a little bit. So we'll just give it a little force. Well, I'm going to give it a lot of force. I'll just take it and pull it by hand. There we go. Got it started. All right, that little screw right there. I'm just kidding, I ain't gonna use the impact on it. You thought I was about to hit it. Which one's first? Yeah, we'll do this one first. Right there, right there. We'll come back here and get this one. There we go. Okay, now we got to get hill. I'll tell you, I cut my fingers off on a table saw several years ago, and I can't feel nothing. I can't grab nothing. It's terrible, man. Don't never cut your fingers off. When she went to sew them back up, I had to actually help her sew this one up. It got the tip of that one off, and I had to help her push the needle through the fingernail to get something to sew onto. Yikes. If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. And I like to think I'm tough. But it's my own fault for having a dull table saw blade. Hey, let them blades get dull. All right, let's grab a 7/16 socket. We'll come up here and hit this one. That plastic held that nut still. That's good. Well, I got to use a wrench on that one because that one's a nylon. All right. I believe the head of that's buried deep enough where that blade ain't gonna get close to it. Here we go. Got that cover on there properly. Let's go sharpen these blades. I thought I was going to get to use my Brandon BS small engines tool today, but I didn't. I love that little tool. He made them with a laser printer. That is one cool tool. Boy, that thing is dull. gauge on there now. I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, they sharpened up pretty good to be so thin. I don't know how well this thing's going to balance, but it's kind of hard to balance these Honda blades. Stick it on that nail right there. Yeah, to me it's heavy on that side. We'll try to do the best we can here. These blades are almost impossible to try to balance. Get a good reading on it. That's pretty good, I guess. Best I can do. Them out over the next couple of sharpenings. I know you're not supposed to go back and forth on this machine, but it's so much fun. That's just the way I do it, I guess. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. It don't take long when you got a thin blade. That GCV160, it eats them up. Well, what did I do with the other blade? I left it over there. Alright, get them started off finger. Okay. Okay, let me I'm going to engage the blade clutch, and I just want to see, I just want to feel the friction on it. Let's see, to engage the blades, you got to push that down and pull that back. Oh. That will engage the blades. I can feel some friction. We'll just have to test this thing. Everything's tight. Okay. Alrighty, let me disengage. Disengage. Let me clear the table. We're going to stand her back up, swap in back wheels. Let's see, I believe those back wheels were 12 millimeter. I'll go ahead and swap this one since I've already got it up in the air. Got it up in the air. I think that fella actually ordered the wrong back wheels because they're a different color. This one's going to be a different part number. Should be written on here somewhere. It does say made in the USA. Let me look over here. I still got the parts breakdown pulled up. Let's see. Let's go back to another rear wheels. Let's see what the part number calls for, and then compare that to what he got. Let's see, wheel is number 5, 42710 VLOT00ZAC. Yeah, he ordered the wrong wheels because these are a cream color, but it don't matter because it's just a color difference. It's got the same, I believe that's a 42 tooth or a 38 tooth sprocket. So it's the same wheel, just a different color. It's the same style and everything. Don't matter. It don't matter unless you're just that vain. The curved washer always goes towards the wheel, like that. Get it started by finger, give it a spin, make sure it meshes with that gear. That's all there is to it. Boy, I tell you, he got his money's worth out of that. Looks like a back wheel on a paddle boat, a river paddle boat. What do you call those things? A Mississippi river boat? Ugh. Yeah, paddle boat. Line it up in the hole. Make sure it goes all the way on there. Get it started. She's not wanting to start. I have just too much debris behind it. Too much debris. That's why I like doing it when it's on its side, because you ain't got to fight with this backing plate. All right. Drive belt, sharpen the blades, new back wheels. All right. Let me check the oil in it. I haven't done that yet. I ain't gonna. I was working on a lawnmower yesterday. He said, this thing runs terribly. So I got it on the table and I was going to crank it to see what it was doing. And of course, check the oil first. That mower did not have a single drop of oil in it. Always check the oil first. Yeah, this oil here is pretty nasty. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's got enough in it, but it's just black. We're going to change it anyway. All right, let's let this thing down, man. We're going to test it. Grab me a couple of 10mm wrenches. We're going to adjust the drive cable. Alrighty. Auto choke, we'll get it up here. See, why did I just do that? That's the blade engagement. Yeah, we don't need to adjust that cable. It's good right where it is. And did you hear it surge when I engaged the blades and put it under a slight load? So we're going to clean that carburetor too, and change the whole spark plug, air filter. I already checked the air filter. Air filter looks like it's brand new, but it's got that surge. Sergio. Well, let me hit pause. I'm going to let this camera cool off. And then I ain't gonna make you watch me clean that carburetor, because I do one about 3 times a day. I ain't gonna give you another carburetor cleaning video, but we will change the oil and stuff. Y'all hang with, man. All right. Get this oil drain out of here. All right, let that drain. We'll swap this spook plug out of here. A little spooky plug. A little spooky plug. BPR5ES. BPR 5ES. I'm gonna let y'all see it before I do. What does it look like? Ooh, yep, looks pretty good. Looks like it's been burning pretty good. Ain't too rich, ain't too lean. Looks pretty good. Yes, I checked the gap on it. 30 thou. I just didn't show you on camera. I swear. Give me the click. Thank you. Alright, the oil's drained out of it. The muffler's still warm here. Get this out of the way before I dump it over your head. Using up some of the last of this 10W30. I've been hoarding over there in the corner before I start using my 10W30 synthetic blend. Can't wait to start pumping that stuff out. I think I'm gonna change the oil in my big Toro right here, using it for the first time. I don't know, that engine on that thing's 25 years old. I don't know if that's synthetic blend to shock it or what. I don't think it'd hurt. slowly, slowly. Looks awful thin for 10W30, don't it? It says it's 10W30. It's just warm in here, I guess. A little bit more. That's perfect. Perfect. Get this out of the way. Lay it back on this jug. All right, change the oil. Got the spark plug. I'm gonna pull this carburetor off. I'm gonna make y'all watch. I'm gonna make y'all watch. Turn the fuel off. The engine's warm, so that thermo doohickey's got everything just pushed right off. Pushed it right off. Yep. Get the little pliers and get that fuel line taken off. Well, the clamp wasn't even on there. Somebody's been monkeying with it. Throttle linkage. I'm gonna try to keep from hurting this gasket. I may replace that gasket. This sure is soft. Yeah, I'm gonna replace that gasket. It's damaged anyway. Whew. Let's carry it over here and blow it off. It's clean. I'm gonna take this bucket here. I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna drain that fuel tank. Make sure the fuel tank's nice and clean. Clamp stuck to it. That clamp was way out here, wasn't even on where it's supposed to be. Wasn't where you were supposed to be. All right, we'll let that drain. How much is in it? Just a little bit. That's good. I ain't got to worry about turning my back on it and having it overfill like I'm so famous for doing. Okay, let's clean this carburetor. I see water. Look at all the water in it. Yup. Water. Water. Let's get this jet and emulsion tube out of here. You'll notice I always flip this carburetor around 180 degrees when I do this. I don't want to take a chance on hitting that. You break that right there off, we'll all be looking for a job. Come on, little buddy. Get on out of there. Sometimes I have to take and force this emulsion tube down to knock that jet out. It's stuck in there pretty good too. Get out of there. Well, this one may not come out. This may be the carburetor that the emulsion tube does not come out. It may not. I ain't gonna try to force it out. End up burning it up. Come on, little jet, get out of there, boy. Sometimes these things will fall right out for you, and sometimes they just don't want to come out. Come on. Don't be scared. Come on out. You'll be all right. Come out of there, buddy. 30-minute video on how to get a jet out of a carburetor. What I sometimes have to resort to doing, I'll show you. Is I'll hold that jet from being pushed back in, and I'll just take a real coarse sheetrock screw and just grab it a little bit. There we go. Don't screw it in tight or you'll damage it, but it don't really hurt it. Oh, let's see, where's my little wire? Make sure that's perfectly open and clean. Hold it up to the light, see through it real good. Yeah, that emulsion tube, it does not want to come out of there. It's all right, it can stay. It can stay if it wants to. Well, that's empty. Let me grab another can. Yeah, two or three years ago, I've always gone to Walmart to get this carb cleaner because it was always the cheapest place to get it, $1.97. These days, two or 3 years later, it's over $3.50. Hey, we ain't going there though. We're not going to talk about that. Let's see, this thing is sticking through about 3 threads. Gotta get this out of the way so we can get to the idle circuit. Sometimes these things are crazy tight. Nope, that one's not. Sometimes I have to put this thing in a vise and just get mean with it, and things are so tight. Right in there. And then back down through there. That's one thing about these cans. You can't just squirt a little bit, especially when they're full. Let me see if I can get that hole just perfectly. There it goes. Okay. The jet put back in there. Man, look at all the water that was in it. That's amazing. She just wanted a drive belt and an oil change and a set of tires. Didn't realize it was surging so bad. It's all right. I ain't got nothing else to do but work on lawnmowers. Where'd the other screw go? Where'd it go? How far did it roll away? Oh, there it is. Hiding. Right about there. All right. I'll tell you, sometimes it can be aggravating getting these things back in there because the needle sticks to the side and it comes out of the little holder. All right. Make sure that's nice and clean. And it is. Okay. Let's walk out here and look in here. I'll tell you, with that fan blowing across it, it gets it real hazy in it. It takes a while for the water to separate. And I can tell it's got a little bit of water in it. I'm gonna leave it right here and let it get room temperature again, and I'm gonna see how much water's in it. Alright, grab my flash for that. Look in here. Looks pretty good, but what we're going to do, what I always do, rubber jack stand. sure everything left in that tank runs down here to this corner right there so I can grab it with my turkey baster. That looks like all water. Let me grab a clean bucket somewhere. Let me rinse this one out. Make sure this pan here is nice and clean. I want to see what comes out of there. Look at that. That is all water. That is all water. Every bit of that's water. Well, I'll just turn the light off. Look at that. Pure water. Got just a little bit left. Pure water. Yep. Water. Water. Nice and clean and dry. Perfect. Perfect. Hopefully she runs better and ain't surging like she did. I'm gonna turn this camera off, guys, for just a minute. I'm gonna let it charge and cool off a little bit, and we'll put this thing back together. Y'all hang with. Alrighty, let's put this thing back together. Put it back together. I got gas put back in it. You know, this clamp right here wasn't on there either. It was way over here. Well, somebody's been monkeying with it. And that governor spring is usually on this hole. So somebody's been monkeying with that too. That's enough about monkeys. That's enough about money. All right. Come around here, we can see me better. I got this thing jacked up because I don't want this stuff falling all over the place while I'm trying to put it back together. The gaskets on here are pretty good. I got it. This ain't a new gasket, but it's a good one. That other one was damaged. The gaskets on both sides of this plate are still in good shape. Let me grab the air filter housing. And let me grab my wrenches. Where are my wrenches? Let's see, let me put the camera over here so you can see me struggle from this angle. Okay. Get my elbow out of your way. Well, I gotta put that fuel line on before I do that. Put my finger in there. Help guide this hose clamp over. Go. Down. You know, I'm gonna take it off these jack stands. That ain't helping a whole lot. There. I can get to it better. That's more gooder. Go ahead and get this crankcase hose hooked up. Well, he ain't gonna let me just yet. And we'll get this gasket up. Get this out of the way for a second. Okay. Get it started with your fingers. And grab the needle nose and hook this crankcase vent hose back up. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Choke is working. Okay. Turn the fuel on. I had to put this clamp on there because even though that was turned off, it was still dripping a little bit. Okay, let me check, make sure I put enough fuel in it. Yeah, let me put a little more fuel in it. Watch me just dump it all over. Move the flashlight. Hey-ya! Yep, that's enough. Alright, that should be enough time for that bowl to be getting full. Air filter back on it. Like brand new air filter. Brand new air filter. All right, drive belt, sharpen the blades, new back wheels, change the oil, spark plug, clean the carburetor. All right, let's get her down and fire it up and see how she runs. See if we got some of that surging out of it. Uh-oh, got a customer. Let me hit pause real quick. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. See if she runs any better. Any better. Yeah. Well, seemed to straighten out, seemed to run better than it did before. So we did good. We did good. Whew. Tired. All right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom Newby video. Little Honda, new drive belt, back wheels, oil change, cleaned the carburetor. Had a lot of water in it. Here's what we drained out of the tank. Look at that big old glob of water in the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got another one going. Y'all be good, boys and girls. Love each other. Smile on your brother. And we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Love y'all.